Have you ever dreamed of jetting off to a new destination in your golden years? The idea of exploring vibrant cities, soaking in new cultures, or relaxing on a sunny beach can feel like the perfect way to embrace retirement. But here's the truth. Traveling after 70 isn't always the carefree adventure it seems. As we age, our bodies, minds, and circumstances change in ways that can make travel more challenging, unpredictable, and sometimes downright risky. While the allure of a new journey is strong, there are hidden dangers that many seniors overlook until they're caught off guard far from home. In this video, we're diving into 5 critical risks that every senior must know before planning their next trip. From sudden physical limitations to unexpected emotional tolls, these challenges can transform a dream vacation into a stressful, costly, or even dangerous ordeal. Each point we'll cover is designed to give you a clearer picture of what travel after 70 really entails, so you can make informed decisions. By the end, you'll know exactly what precautions to take if you choose to travel, and you'll hear about one surprising risk that catches countless seniors off guard, threatening their health, finances, and peace of mind. Stick with me until the end. It's a game changer you won't want to miss. Let's get started. Number 1. Declining physical stamina and unexpected limitations. One of the biggest hurdles for travelers over 70 is the reality of declining physical stamina. As we age, our energy reserves aren't what they used to be. Tasks like navigating sprawling airports, standing in long security lines, or keeping up with a packed itinerary can feel overwhelming. What might have been a fun challenge in your 50s or 60s can now leave you exhausted, achy, or even vulnerable to injury. Conditions like arthritis, reduced muscle strength, or chronic pain can flare up unexpectedly, turning a simple day of sightseeing into a struggle. For example, take the story of Margaret, a 72-year-old who loved her annual trips to national parks. She planned a week-long adventure to explore a new park, expecting to hike trails as she had in her younger years. But after just one day of walking uneven paths, her knees swelled and she could barely move. Stranded in a remote area with limited medical access, she had to cut her trip short and spent weeks recovering. What she didn't anticipate was how her body's limits had changed, catching her off guard in an unfamiliar place. Travel also involves unpredictable physical demands. Lugging heavy suitcases, climbing bus steps, or even sitting for hours on a plane can strain aging joints and muscles. And if you're traveling to a place with high altitudes or extreme weather, your body may struggle to adapt, especially if you have heart or lung conditions. The worst part, many seniors don't realize their stamina has declined until they're already on the trip far from the comfort of home. So, what can you do? Before booking, consult your doctor for a thorough checkup to assess your physical capacity. Choose destinations with minimal physical demands, like flat, accessible cities over rugged terrains. Pack light-use luggage with wheels and plan rest breaks into your itinerary. If you're set on an active trip, start light exercise weeks in advance to build endurance. Preparation is key to avoiding a trip that leaves you drained instead of delighted. Physical stamina is a major factor, but it's not the only challenge seniors face on the road. Number 2, vulnerability to stress and mental overload. Traveling is often pitched as relaxing, but for seniors over 70, it can be a source of significant stress and mental overload. As we age, our ability to process complex situations or adapt to sudden changes can weaken. Navigating unfamiliar places, deciphering foreign languages, or managing tight schedules can feel like a mental marathon. For some seniors, this stress can trigger anxiety, confusion, or even exacerbate conditions like early-stage dementia. Consider the case of Robert, a 75-year-old who planned a solo trip to a bustling European capital. He was excited to explore, but the chaotic train stations, crowded streets, and constant need to make quick decisions overwhelmed him. One evening, he got lost trying to find his hotel and panicked, unable to recall his address. A kind stranger helped him, but the experience left him shaken, and he returned home earlier than planned, vowing never to travel alone again. Airports are another hotspot for mental strain. Long queues, last-minute gate changes, and complex security procedures can be disorienting. If you're traveling internationally, currency conversions, unfamiliar customs, or spotty Wi-Fi can make simple tasks like paying for a meal or contacting family feel insurmountable. For seniors with mild cognitive decline, these challenges can amplify confusion, leading to mistakes or unsafe situations. To stay safe, simplify your travel plans. Opt for familiar destinations or guided tours where logistics are handled for you. Carry a small notebook with key details like your hotel address, emergency contacts, and a basic itinerary. If you're tech-savvy, use apps to translate languages or navigate maps offline. Most importantly, travel with a companion if possible, someone who can share the mental load and provide support. Reducing stress is crucial, but there's another danger that can sneak up on seniors abroad. Number 3, inadequate access to familiar medications. One of the most overlooked risks of traveling after 70 is the challenge of accessing familiar medications. Many seniors rely on daily prescriptions for conditions like diabetes, hypertension, or thyroid issues. At home, refilling these is routine, but abroad, it can be a nightmare. Not all countries stock the same brands or dosages, and some medications require prescriptions that aren't recognized internationally. Running out of a critical drug can lead to serious health complications, especially in unfamiliar environments. Take the story of Susan, a 73-year-old who traveled to a tropical island for a family reunion. She packed enough medication for her 2-week trip, but didn't account for a delayed flight that extended her stay. When she tried to refill her heart medication at a local pharmacy, they didn't carry her specific brand, and her U.S. prescription wasn't valid. She spent days navigating the local healthcare system only to end up with a substitute that caused side effects. Her trip, meant to be joyful, became a health scare. Language barriers can make this worse. Explaining your medical needs to a pharmacist who doesn't speak your language is daunting, and miscommunications can lead to incorrect dosages. Even in countries with advanced healthcare, wait times for doctor appointments can delay access to prescriptions. And if you're in a remote area, pharmacies may be scarce or poorly stocked. To protect yourself, pack at least a 30-day supply of medications in your carry-on along with a detailed list of your prescriptions, including generic names. Research pharmacies at your destination and check if your medications are available. Carry a letter from your doctor explaining your conditions and prescriptions. This can help with customs or local healthcare providers. If you're traveling for an extended period, ask your doctor about getting an international prescription or a telehealth option for refills. Being proactive about medications can prevent a minor issue from becoming a crisis. But health isn't the only thing at stake when you travel. Number 4, social isolation and emotional strain. Traveling after 70 can sometimes lead to an unexpected emotional toll, social isolation. Retirement often means smaller social circles, and for many seniors, travel is a chance to connect with loved ones or meet new people. But long trips, especially solo ones, can leave you feeling disconnected, particularly in unfamiliar cultures where language or customs create barriers. This isolation can trigger loneliness, depression, or a sense of vulnerability, especially for those already coping with loss or life changes. For example, consider Ellen, a 77-year-old widow who booked a group tour to Asia, hoping to make new friends. She imagined lively dinners and shared adventures, but the group was mostly younger couples who bonded quickly, leaving her feeling like an outsider. Unable to keep up with their pace, she spent evenings alone in her hotel room, battling homesickness. What was meant to be an uplifting trip left her feeling more isolated than ever. Solo travel, while empowering, can amplify this risk. Eating alone in restaurants, navigating foreign cities without a companion, or lacking someone to share experiences with can dim the joy of travel. Even group tours aren't a guaranteed fixed age differences, or cliquey dynamics can leave seniors feeling excluded. For those with hearing loss or mobility issues, participating in group activities can be even harder, deepening the sense of disconnection. To combat this, choose travel options that foster connection. Look for senior-specific tours or cruises designed for older adults where shared interests and slower paces create a welcoming environment. If traveling solo, join local classes or events at your destination, like cooking workshops or guided walks to meet others. Stay in touch with family through regular video calls and consider shorter trips closer to home to maintain ties with your community. Emotional well-being is just as important as physical health, but there's one final risk that can catch even the savviest seniors by surprise. If you're finding these insights helpful, please drop number 4 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss our weekly wisdom for living your best life after 70. Your support keeps us creating content to empower and inspire you. Number 5, exposure to environmental hazards. The final and often unexpected danger of traveling after 70 is exposure to environmental hazards. As we age, our bodies become less resilient to extreme temperatures, poor air quality, or sudden weather changes. Destinations with intense heat, freezing cold, or high pollution levels can pose serious risks, especially for seniors with respiratory issues, heart conditions, or sensitivity to temperature swings. What seems like a minor inconvenience can quickly escalate into a health emergency. Take the case of Henry, a 76-year-old who planned a summer trip to a historic desert city. He was thrilled to explore ancient ruins, but he didn't anticipate the 100-degree heat. On his second day, he suffered heat stroke while touring an outdoor site with little shade. Paramedics stabilized him, but he spent days in a local clinic racking up bills and missing half his trip. He later learned that his heart condition made him especially vulnerable to heat, a risk he hadn't considered. Urban destinations can be just as hazardous. Cities with heavy smog or pollen can trigger asthma or COPD flare-ups. Rural areas, meanwhile, might expose you to insects carrying diseases like malaria or ticks that spread Lyme disease. Even natural disasters like hurricanes or wildfires can disrupt travel plans, leaving seniors stranded in unsafe conditions. Many seniors underestimate these risks, assuming their experience as travelers will carry them through, but aging bodies don't adapt as easily. To stay safe, research your destination's climate and environmental conditions well in advance. Avoid travel during extreme weather seasons like hurricane-prone months or peak summer heat. Pack protective gear like hats, sunscreen, or insect repellent, and check air quality forecasts if you have respiratory issues. Choose accommodations with reliable climate control and always have a backup plan like nearby medical facilities or evacuation options. Environmental hazards are a silent threat, but with the right precautions, you can minimize their impact. If you're still here, drop number 5 in the comments to share you made it to the end. Your engagement means the world to us. Final thoughts. We've just uncovered 5 overlooked risks of traveling after 70, risks that can turn a well-intentioned adventure into a challenging or even dangerous experience. From declining stamina and mental overload to medication mishaps, social isolation, and environmental hazards. These challenges highlight why travel in your later years requires extra caution and planning. While the idea of exploring the world is exciting, the reality is that after 70, your approach to travel needs to evolve to protect your health, finances, and peace of mind. Does this mean you should hang up your suitcase for good? Absolutely not. Travel can still be a rewarding part of retirement, but it's about choosing smarter, safer options. Instead of grueling international flights or physically demanding tours, consider local gems, short getaways, or destinations with top-notch healthcare and accessibility. The goal is to create memories that enrich your life, not problems that linger long after you're home. If you're thinking about a trip, ask yourself, is my health ready for the journey? Do I have a solid plan for medications and emergencies? Have I chosen a destination that suits my physical and emotional needs? These questions aren't glamorous, but they're the key to a trip that leaves you fulfilled, not frazzled. At the end of the day, living well after 70 is about quality, staying independent, healthy, and happy. If skipping a risky trip means more years of vitality, that's a choice worth making. Thank you for watching today. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with one thing you learned and how you'll use it to plan smarter travels. Your thoughts inspire us to keep sharing wisdom for your golden years. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Your support helps us create more content to guide and uplift you. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.